Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about literals. A literal is nothing but it is a constant which can assign to a variable. Suppose I have an example. Here I have declared int a equals to 100 and one more declaration that char c equals to a. Now, in first case, this 100 will be assigned to a variable a, that is a type of that is a type of int. Now this 100 is a constant and this 100 now we'll say it as a literal. In second case, so char c equals to a means this a looks like a variable, but internally it will take that a's respected Unicode value into c, and that c type is a character. Now these two, 100 and a, is called a literal in Java. Simply, a literal is a constant. A literal is a constant. In Java, we have different types of literals like integral literal, floating point literal, character literal, string literal, and boolean literal. So these are the types of literals in the Java. So coming to first one, integral literal. So integral literal again classified into 4 types. So the first one is a decimal one. So decimal literal, it is a base 10. In this, only allowed digits are 0 to 9. Suppose if you take an example, int a equals to 100. So all these digits 1, 0 and 9 are in between 0 to 9. So this is the only allowed digits. Next, the second one is octal literals. So octal literals follows base 8. So as name suggests, it's a octal value. So octal value means the value from 0 to 7, means total we will have 8. So it is a base 8. So if any value it is started with 0, means if any value, if it is a prefixed with 0, then internally it is as octal value. Suppose if you take an example, int a equals to 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0. Now this number is started with 0, means as per the octal literal rule. So if any number prefixed with 0, then treated as a what? Octal literal. And octal literal, the value should be the digits should be 0 to 7. So 0 and 1 is within the range of 0 to 7. Now it is a valid octal literal. Now what is the corresponding value it will be print, means this octal value, the output will be in decimal format, means it will print 8. Suppose if I take an example so just same here, I'm taking int a equals to 0. So octal values should start with 0 and it is what we are taking. So just to print this value, system.out.println, right? System.out.println, just pass a. Now here it will print only 8. Now see here, it will print only 8. It is in octal form. Now if you have one more value like this one, now it will print 0, 8 power 0, 8 power 1 and 8 power 2. It will print what? 64. Now if you want, you can check it. So it will print 64. So as per the definition, the value should be 0 to 7. So suppose if you take 0, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it will print the value is 302, I think. Yes, 302. Okay, so how this will be calculated means suppose so here I have declared value like int a equals to some, okay, same here I'm taking, so into 0, 4, 5, 6. Now this, how this will be calculated means like this one. Now this 6, so the calculation should be done from LSB to MSB. So what is the LSB means? 6, next 5, next 4, next 0. Now means how this will be done means, so first it is 8 power 0, 8 power 0 into 6, next 8 power 1 into 5, next 8 power 2 into 4, next 8 power 3 into 0. Now what is the value here will have means, so 8 power 0 into 6 means it's a 6. Next 8 power 1 into 5 means it's a value is a 40. Next one is what, 256. So total it will print 302. So like this calculation will be done. Next one, hexadecimal literals. Hexadecimal literal follows base 16 and the allowed digits are 0 to 9 and the characters are A to F. And here you can apply both uppercase and lowercase characters, and you can take both the combination of uppercase and lowercase. So it will work. As we know that Java follows case sensitive, but in this area it is not following the case sensitive rule. And how can we identify this hexadecimal literal means, if any number, if it is prefixed with 0x or 0 capital X, then we will say it as a hexadecimal literal. Suppose if you take an example, so int a equals to 0x786. 0x786 means, so this is the number prefixed with 0x. It may be small x, it may be capital X. So if any number, if it is a prefixed with 0x, then it internally treated as a hexadecimal number. Now, so whatever the values you are passing here, so that corresponding decimal number it will print. The reason here you are using integer data type. So integer data type, the value will be printed in the form of int type. So suppose if you take an example, take 0 x 786. Now if you run this program, here you will get an output like 1926. So internally it will take base 16. So how this will be done means 6 into 16 power 0 and 8 into 16 power 1 and 7 into 16 power 2. If you calculated this one, you will get this answer. So like this, internally it will print this hexadecimal to decimal value. And as we know that it is allows alphabets like 0 to F. Suppose if you take like face means, suppose if you run this program, it will print 64206. So this alphabets are allowed here. The reason, so in hexadecimal the allowed digits, allowed characters are what, 0 to F. 0 to F. So in hexadecimal the allowed characters are 0 to F. It may be small case, it may be capital. So if you replace with the uppercase, so face, so same result you will get here. 64206. Suppose if I give one more digit like G, now this time it will generate the error, that is a cannot find symbol. G cannot byte. See here, expected. So this is not, cannot resolve symbol G. Okay, so this is not allowed. Okay, the allowed characters are only A to F. Okay, so this is about hexadecimal. Hexadecimal follows base 16 and allowed digits are 0 to 9 and the characters are A to F. A to F you can take both uppercase and lowercase, or you can take a combination of uppercase and lowercase. It will work. And if any number, if it is prefixed with 0x or 0 capital X, then it is treated as hexadecimal. So this is about hexadecimal literals. So next one, binary literals. So binary, as name suggests, binary means it's a two values, means either 0 or 1. So allowed digits are 0 and 1 only, and it should be prefixed with 0b or 0 capital B. Means if any number start with 0b or 0 capital B, then it treated as a binary literal. Suppose if you take an example, int x equals to 0b and 1 1 1 1. So what it will print, we will see now. Suppose if you take an example, same 0 b and 1 1 1 1. Now just run your program here. Now it will print 15. Means 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3. Means 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 4, next 8. So it will print 15. And instead of taking small b, you can take capital B. The same result here you will get. Means if any number, if it started with 0b, then it is as what, binary number. Now this time it will print. Now this time it will print 7. Now this time if you remove this one, it will print 03. Suppose if I use any different number, means here we are using 0 and 1. Suppose if I use 2, it will generate error. Integer number too large. So this is not allowed. So this is about binary literal in Java. Means the binary, as name suggests, it's a 2. So allowed digits are only 2 values, that is a 0 and 1, and should be prefixed with a 0b or 0 capital B. So this is about the binary literals. And next, coming to floating point literal. Every floating value in Java is a double type. And to represent floating type, you must use a suffix of f. Means, suppose if you take an example, suppose I have a value like, so I have a value a equals to some 10.12345678 So this is a floating value. This floating value we need to assign to a variable. That variable type by default it is a double type. Means in Java any floating value by default it's a double type. Suppose I want to use only float value, means I want to use only float data type. So float data type is not allowed here. No, I want to use a float data type. So you must use what, suffix of f here. Then only it will be valid. If not, it will generate a compilation error. So this is about a floating literal. Next one, character literal. Character literal can be represented as a single character with a single quotes. Means by using character we can represent at most only one character. So that character also must be enclosed with a single quotes. Suppose if I take an example, char c equals to a. So a, it looks like a variable, but internally it treated as what, ASCII value of that a. And ASCII is nothing but it follows a Unicode system. Now, and next, char c equals to ABC. So as for definition, it is what? Character literal can be represented as a single character with a single quotes. But here it is a single quotes, but so it's a fine, but here in this case we have 3 characters. So it is not allowed. Single character must be enclosed with a single quotes, but here we have 3 characters but enclosed with the single quotes, so it is invalid in Java. Even if you apply double quotes also it is invalid. You must enclose a single character with single quotes. It is possible to assign integral literal to a character. Internally it will take corresponding Unicode value, as I said. So even you can assign integral value also, it will work. Or integral, or it may be floating value, sorry, it may be octal value, it may be hexadecimal value, it may be binary value, it will take. but the range should not exceed with the 6553635. So as we know that character occupies 4 bytes of memory. So 4 bytes in the sense it's a 2 power 32. So the ranging from 0 to 65535. So up to this you can use integral values, but it should not exceed this 65535. If it exceeds, so then it will lead to compilation error. And suppose if you give char C67, that respective what ASCII code will be converted to character type. Now we will see with an example. Suppose I take an example, char C equals to A. Single quotes you have to use, and here I am using system.out.println and pass C. Just run your program. It will print char as it is A. So suppose if you take more than one character, it will not allow. Even if you enclose within double quotes also, it is not valid. Suppose like ABC, it is also not valid. Incompatible types. String cannot be converted to character. So you must take, as per the character definition, you must take a single character within single quotes. Or so integer also allowed. Suppose if I take 65, what will happen when you run this program? It will print A. Means this 65 respective ASCII value is 8. That 8 will be print here. So ASCII value is nothing but it follows a Unicode. Internally it will convert to Unicode, and that will be print here. So same, if you want to, you can represent in ASCII Unicode, octal values. So like 0101. Now 0101 is respective value is 65 itself. So if you run this program again, it will print A. Now it will print A. How it will print A means this will be converted to decimal value, and that decimal value is 65, and 65 equivalent character is what? A. Suppose if you want to 0101, like, now we will see what it will print. Now H means it's a 72 respective value is H, so H it will be print. Even if you want to try with the hexadecimal also, it will work. Okay, so that the corresponding value it will be print, that symbol will be print here. So this is about the character literal. Next one, string literal. Next one, string literal. In character literal, at most you can specify only one character within the single quotes. Suppose if you have a requirement to specify multiple characters, so in that case you can use a string literal. Means any sequence of characters within the double quote is treated as a string literals. String is a class, it's a predefined class, and S should be capital letter. So you have to declare like this: string S equals to hello, and this message or this characters must be enclosed within the double quotes. Even if it is a single quotes also, you must specify within the double quotes. So this will be assigned to string, this hello will be assigned to string. All these are collection of characters. Even if you want to represent the number also, you can use double quotes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you specify anything within the double quotes, it treated as a string. Even if you want to represent the boolean, floating values also fine. It treated as a string. So this is about the string literals. Suppose if you want to take an example, so I am defining a string s equals to some. Here I want to print a message like hello. So system.out.println, just pass I. Now run your program. What it will print, we will see. Now it will print hello. Even if it is a single character, also you have to specify within the double quotes. If you remove this one, if you apply this one like single quotes, it will give error. Even if you pass anything also, it will give error. So it is not allowed. Even if you want to represent any number, you can specify within the double quotes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Even if it is a floating point also, it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is about the string literals. So next one, Boolean literals. Only two values are allowed for Boolean literals, that is a true and false. So suppose if you take an example, Boolean b equals to true, it is a valid statement, and if you write the statement like Boolean b equals true, so this t must be small case, okay, like this, and this is an invalid. And Boolean b equals to 0, this is invalid. In Python this is a valid one, but in Java it is an invalid. In C program this is a valid one, but in Java it is an invalid. Okay, you must use the Boolean values like true and false only. So this is about literals in Java program.